Why is Zelensky to address US senators? What are the agenda items and updates on the war which he can cover? Before we dive in details, please subscribe to the channel and stay always one step ahead to know all global important events happening around you. Give a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Let's move on with the video. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is to address US senators by video during a classified briefing on Tuesday. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced Zelensky's appearance after the administration Monday sent an urgent warning about the need to approve billions in military and economic assistance for Ukraine. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian military said that its air defenses had shot down 10 of 17 attack drones launched by Russia overnight. This isn't just a simple statement. It's a reflection of the intense geopolitical drama that has been unfolding over the months. Let's take a step back and trace the timeline of events leading up to President Zelensky's decision to address US senators. It all began with the intensifying conflict in Ukraine, a country caught in a tug-of-war between East and West. A flashpoint in this saga was when Russian lawmakers authorized President Putin to use military force outside of Russia, escalating the East-West standoff over Ukraine. Putin's recognition of separatist regions in eastern Ukraine, a move that drew global condemnation, was a clear signal of the challenges ahead. The international response was swift and decisive. US President Joe Biden and European leaders imposed sanctions on Russian oligarchs and banks. The diplomatic arena turned into a battlefield, with meetings between US and Russian officials being cancelled and Germany halting the certification of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline. The US further sanctioned Russian banks and blocked Russia's government from Western finance. Meanwhile, President Zelensky was not standing idle. He was considering breaking diplomatic ties with Russia and even recalled the Ukrainian ambassador. In a show of resilience and unity, Zelensky made a high-risk visit to the intense battlefield in Bakhmut, carrying with him a flag signed by Ukrainian soldiers. This flag would later be presented to Congress during Zelensky's address, a symbol of Ukrainian resolve and a plea for the world to make decisions that could save lives. It was a powerful moment that earned Zelensky a standing ovation and underscored the gravity of the situation. All roads have led to this moment, with Zelensky's address being a significant step in this ongoing geopolitical chess game. The world watches, waits, and hopes for a resolution that brings peace and stability to a region on the edge. In the face of mounting pressure, Zelensky stands firm, presenting a signed flag from the battlefield and making a passionate plea to the US Congress. His voice resonates with a deep sense of urgency and resolve, a testament to the resilience of the Ukrainian people. He speaks of the intense fighting in Bakhmut, the high-risk visits he made to the front lines, and the messages from Ukrainian soldiers inscribed on the flag he presents to the world. Zelensky's address is a powerful declaration of unity, not just within Ukraine, but with the United States and the free world. He emphasizes that support for Ukraine is more than just an act of solidarity. It is an investment in global security. It's a call to action, a plea for life-saving decisions to be made by the international community. The world's response to this plea is swift and decisive. US lawmakers applaud Zelensky's address, reciprocating with a standing ovation. The US and European leaders respond with sanctions on Russian oligarchs and banks, demonstrating their commitment to uphold international law. Even as the specter of further confrontation looms, diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis continue, albeit with diminishing prospects. Across the globe, Zelensky's plea resonates, sparking a wave of support for Ukraine. Germany halts the certification of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline. The European Union imposes sanctions on Russian lawmakers and institutions, and the White House labels the Russian deployments as an invasion. The world has heard Zelensky's plea, and now we wait to see how this geopolitical drama unfolds. As we look towards the future, the present remains shrouded in the fog of war. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has intensified, with Russian lawmakers authorizing President Vladimir Putin to employ military force outside their borders. In response, the United States, led by President Joe Biden, alongside European leaders, have levied sanctions against Russian oligarchs and banks, signaling a potential for further confrontation. On the ground, Russian forces have advanced into rebel-held territories in the east of Ukraine, following Putin's recognition of these separatist regions' independence. This move has been globally condemned as a violation of international law, with more sanctions threatened in response. Meanwhile, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has been considering severing diplomatic ties with Russia and has called up military reservists, though he asserts that full mobilization is not yet necessary. Amidst all this, diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis have waned, with the cancellation of a meeting between US and Russian officials. In this global game of power, the next move could determine the fate of nations. As we watch and wait, the world hopes for a resolution that brings peace to Ukraine and stability to the global stage.